This is GarageBand Lesson 6, Mixing and Mastering. This is the first movie. As we learned so far, using GarageBand we can create pretty professional sounding recordings with the loops and even recording our own instruments using the software instruments or voices. That's only half the battle. The big thing is doing the mixing and mastering is where you really make it sparkle. And this is really where producers come in handy, and that's one of the reasons they make a lot of money doing that. So the first thing you're going to have to do in order for us to start the project is to go to the server and to get this song right here in the folder, GarageBand, Roots Rock Start, and then you want to drag that to your desktop and open it. Make sure you drag it to your desktop first and open it. Don't play it off of the server. So go ahead and stop the video and then get this open, and then we'll proceed. Okay, yours is going to look a little different than mine because I've created a chorus copy here. So I want you to do the same thing, and if you remember how to do that, you can just go ahead and select that, and then you hold down the Option key, right? And then with your mouse, of course, you can drag that over. I'm not going to drag mine, but you can, it looks like I did. But I'm going to go ahead and just undo that, right? But I have the extra chorus copy here, so you want to make a copy from here to this spot. Okay. The other thing, you should go ahead and take a listen to this piece, and for a second. So go ahead and stop the tape, and you don't have to listen to the whole thing, but just maybe 5 or 6 seconds. So go ahead and do that, and then go ahead and start the movie again. Okay, what you would have noticed probably is that the song is a little bit too loud in places. If you notice, we have little red markers here that said these were clipping, and down here at the bottom we're clipping as well. And it was a little bit slow. And so what we want to do first of all to this thing is to change the speed. And so if you recall down here in the transport, normally we have ours set to the measures, and this is probably what you're used to seeing right here. But of course you can change that, and you have a tuner here if you ever need to tune your guitar or sing la 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 la. See how it changes right there? We can also do time, so that shows us hours, minutes, and seconds, and this is very good for creating movie music or using what they call SMPTE code, and we're going to do a little example of that here a little bit later. And we can also do our project, which is what we want to do right now. And you'll notice we have that little metronome. This tells me that it's in G major, the key of G major, and that's how many sharps? 1, that's correct. Time signature, 4 beats to a measure, and the tempo. Yours is set at 75, and if we click on that, right, we can just move that up and down. Okay, so you want to go ahead and set yours to 85. Or it doesn't have to be exact, but you know, if you can get it 85, great. And then just release, and then go ahead and listen. Well, I'll just play mine a little bit so you can hear. Okay, so it sounds better, but you'll notice, I hope that didn't hurt your ears, but you'll notice we're still in the red here. But we're going to change that as we go through this, so don't adjust yours just yet. Okay, the other thing, after you've moved your chorus copy, the other thing we're going to notice here that the guitar going from here, from verse 2 into the chorus, sounds a little abrupt. So let's just take a quick listen to that. So there's nothing there. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and we're just going to copy this right into this dead area here. You notice right there, if we slide in, or if we zoom in rather, okay, we notice that when we don't have any, movement like this, these sound waves, that means there is no sound there. That's just kind of dead airspace. So we're going to take a copy of this. We're going to highlight it, right? So you just have that one thing highlighted. We're going to Option drag that right over the top of that spot right there. Okay, and then that should work. Okay, and that gives us kind of a little lead in to that spot. Let's take a little quick listen to that and see if that sounds any better. I think that makes a little bit of difference on that, so make sure you file save. Let's go ahead and do that too. We're going to do save as the first time. Okay, and yours may look a little bit different than mine, but make sure you're not saving it to Lesson 6 folder or whatever. It's got to be on your desktop, or better yet in your home directory. in the music folder. One of the reasons that you do this and you put it in these folders is because when you open up iMovie or iDVD or iWeb and those types of things, there's a media browser on the right hand side. So if you're doing iWeb, let's say, and you've created a song, you wanted to create your web page and you have a song that you're going to put in there, you can open up that media browser and click on your GarageBand file and all your songs will be listed right there. That's one of the reasons you put them in the home directory. We're finding, however, that if you put things on the desktop and you go from computer to computer, they have a tendency to stay there. Not always the case in your administrator or in your home directory. So if you do have to move from one computer to the next, then you can go ahead and just try saving it to the desktop. But generally speaking, you're going to want to stick it in there. Okay, and you don't have to rename it or anything. You just want to make sure that it's saved to your desktop and or your GarageBand folder in here, right? Okay, so go ahead and do that. And then as long as we're here too as well, if you save something here, you can also save things as archive projects. And so what it does, any of the blue loops that you have will be saved, Apple loops, so you can move to another computer and continue working. And so that's kind of nice too. You can also compact the project and so forth. It makes it easier to share and things like that. Okay, so just make sure you have it saved. Anytime you do anything of any consequence on your music, I would go ahead and save it. That's a good, a good thing to do. Okay, now the last thing we want to do is to go ahead and change this. And they're saying in the book here to just double click on these. Okay, there you go. I haven't had that, mine doesn't always work. I'm just going to go ahead and make it chorus. But chorus copy is okay too. But just, if you haven't had that practice, go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so that's about it for this video. The next thing we're going to do is to work with the track mixer. So when you're ready, after you've listened to your piece, go on to the next movie.